morning. I've just arrived in London, and you can hear from my accent I'm British, but I have not been to London for years and years, certainly ages. So it has been a long time since I've been here and travelled around. So I am, for today's video, going to show you how easy, apparently, it is to get around London, and I'm going to behave as if I've never been here before, as if I've arrived from another country. I'm going to get myself an Oyster card and I'm going to explore some of the transport options available and see how easy it is to jump on and off. So set those subtitles up so you can read this in any language, and let's see how we can get around London as a first time visitor. Let's go.
Road place for transport qualifies between Wigan, Warrington, Preston and Lancaster. For more information, check with the rail operator or go to www.national.co.uk.
The train to Abbey Wood via Canary Wharf. Next station, Whitechapel. Next station, Whitechapel.
It's time for me to kind of put a pause on the quiet content, for me to let you know that I am really regretting my life choices. I hate heights and I'm a control freak, so cable cars are about as terrifying as it gets for me. But I'm doing this for YouTube. Oh god, my stomach is flipping so bad. I'm just gonna have to think of it as it's a really good experience, right? It's a good experience, and I'm only gonna have to do it once because I can just tap off at the other end with my Oyster card, and that's the end of that. Oh my god, it's starting to go up. Right, I'm gonna try and get some good footage, but my hands are actually shaking. So let's go. It bounced.
Separate bank, all the cards. No coffee on the other side.
to Hackney Wick.
Ah, la catedral de San Paul.
Ludgate Hill, Old Bailey.